All right, welcome back. We're going to do project number 2. And what this is going to do is we're going to actually take the Arduino board out of our bag. And let's take a look at this board real quick. Kind of neat board looking. It's got a little picture of Italy down there. But let me talk a little bit about it. This is our power supply on this side. This would go directly to like a 9-volt or input device. This is going to go to our USB cable right to our computer. Plug that in a minute. This is our microcontroller. These are pins. These are all pins for us to be able to plug our jumper cables into. And if you look at what's written there, this set of pins on the bottom, these are the power pins. So you have 3.3 volts, 5 volts, ground, and VN or voltage in. You've got analog in devices, so things that are analog will come in there. We'll talk about that in a minute. Then we have digital in over here. And these all have pin numbers, so pin 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 13. And so what I'm talking about when I talk about connecting to pin 13, what I mean is by plugging, for example, my red cable directly into the pin that's next to number 13. And if I said plug the black into the ground, it would be the one right next to the ground like that. Okay. So let's do this. Hopefully you've been able to install your Arduino software like I have. So if I come here and I find where I've installed it, here it is. And if I double click on my executable file and I run that program, it's going to bring up what we call Sketchpad. And what I want you to do is make sure, first of all, that if you go to Tools, that you've set your right board up. The board that you're using is this first one, the Arduino, which is the AT Mega 328. Click on that and go back to Tools, and underneath serial port, oh, mine is busted right now, so I'm gonna, no, I don't have my, I know what the problem is, I've not connected my board. So I'm actually going to go ahead and connect the board now, which means take the USB cable and plug it into the board. And of course you have to plug your other part of your cable into your computer. And once I do that, now I should be able to come back here to Tools, Serial Port, and pick the correct serial port that I'm talking to my board on. Great. Now I'm actually connected, and you should see on your board pretty clearly that this green power light is on, LED light's on. That's telling you that's connected and ready to go. So next thing I want you to do is actually open up a sample program, and we'll use some of these to get used to this. So go to File, Examples, Digital, and Blink. See how I did that? So we're going to drop down the File menu. We're going to go to Examples. I'm going to mouse over that. It's going to bring over another list. Pick on Digital, mouse over that, and then I want you to actually click on the word Blink right there. And what it does is it opens up a program. And this is a program that you're going to learn how to program in, because it's the way that we're going to actually talk to our board and tell the board what to do. If you read through what this Blink program does, it turns on an LED for 1 second, then turns it off for 1 second, turns it on and turns it off, an LED connected to pin 13. So on our board, let's do that. We've got our red connected to pin 13. We've got our black jumper cable connected to ground. So let's go ahead and plug in our black to one of our beadboard rows, and the red to another one. And then of course, make sure when you plug in your LED, put the tall one on the red and the short one on the black. Okay? And we should be able to watch this thing light up. Now it's not lighting up now yet because we haven't actually told this program, the program that we have on the screen here, to load onto our board. In order to do that, we have to look at the top, and there's some buttons at the very top. And the first button we want to click on is this upload button. So click on upload. As you can see down here, I don't know if you can read that, but it starts saying uploading to I/O board. And actually the LEDs on the board will start to blink a little bit once it's uploading. Once it's done uploading, you'll see the words done uploading. And if I look back now at my board, pretty exciting, sure enough, There's my LED flashing for 1 second on, 1 second off, 1 second on, 1 second off. Now if I wanted to, since it's a beadboard, I could also add other LEDs, and just because it's Christmas, I'll make it green and red. Now here's a little assignment for you. If I wanted these to flash faster, how would I do that? How would I get, what would I have to tell the board to do in order to get these to flash faster? Well, let's look at our program. Our program has a couple of different things. First of all, it has what we call variables, which is this section here. And this is saying that there's a variable or called LED pin 13. And of course, that corresponds to pin number 13 that we have in our output. Then we have something called setup method, and this setup method is run once when actually sketch starts. Sorry, I don't know if you can see that. That's better. Setup method here, and it runs once the sketch starts, or once the board actually boots up with power. The last thing that's going to happen is the method called loop, and this runs over and over and over again as long as Arduino has power. So as long as it's powered, this is going to run over and over and over again. So that's what's happening, and this is how the LED is getting on and off. So first we're saying, hey board, turn on pin 13 to high, which means turn it on, and then delay or wait for 1000 milliseconds, or which equals 1 second, and then take pin 13 again and turn it off or make it low, and then wait for another 1 second. So if I wanted to make it only wait for half a second, what would I do? Well, maybe if I change these numbers. Try changing some of these numbers around. Try change these numbers to just 100 milliseconds instead of 1000 milliseconds. Remember to hit the upload button when you're done making your modifications. And after it's loaded, once you let me know what happened to your LEDs. That's the end of Project 2. Have fun.